to play.
Pick that
If
one
I happen
off.
to win one right away, I might not play another one.
Yeah, but you know
I'll let you buy out.
Yeah, right.
Pass.
I might not.
600.
If there's good games.
Yeah, right.
Raise to 2,000.
Patrick Antonius is our big loser. He's down nearly $100,000. He's going to raise it up here with King Deuce suited. Over to Ivy with the Queen 9.
Cool.
And Ivy calls.
Cool.
Zygmunt calls as well. And Peter Chetton's going to call also.
I'll bet $1 million you don't win one and stop playing.
4 players.
Wow.
Wait a
Thinking
second.
about it just to, like, you know, get you
Yeah,
started.
just to get them started. Is that an offer?
You just got Chris Ferguson popping out millions now. That's strong.
I love these kind of hands because it means there could be some really good action.
Check.
And there could be. Jack 10-7. Open-ended for Phil Ivey. Zygmunt with second pair.
Final table,
Bet
one of the early events.
6,000.
Double gut shot for Peter Jetton. Zygmunt playing very aggressively into 4 pre-flop callers here.
You've got to realize there's some magic cards here. If an 8 were to fall, it would give Ivy the straight. It would also give
Raise to 26.
Jetton the straight as well, but Ivy would have a bigger straight.
I'll tell you what, Ivy decided to open from the button with an open straight draw, and Zygmunt felt weakness, I guess, with second pair. I mean, this is a fantastic raise. It puts Phil Ivey in a really bad spot, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw either a raise, a fold, or a call from Phil Ivey. And I bet you this much, whatever he does is probably right, too. This guy makes so many great decisions in the course of a game.
Cool.
Well, he's going to call this pot approaching $61,000.
7. Check.
Turn is a 7 of hearts. And Zygmunt's still in the lead with 2 pair now. 10s and 7s.
Zygmunt's got an awkward stack size. He's got 70,000 left. There's 60 in the pot. Really awkward situation, stack size-wise.
Oh, when Ivy calls you, do you put Ivy on a draw? Or do you put him on a jack?
To be honest with you, here, I think he might have a jack. It feels like a jack.
26,000.
Wow, what an interesting bet. Less than half the pot. I don't know if he can get away from this hand, though. I don't think Phil Ivey can raise him because Ziggy doesn't have but 45,000 left. He might have made a perfect bet size here, actually. Gives the appearance that he's not folding no matter what. But actually, if he got raised by Phil Ivey, I love this kind of bet. He could fold. I don't think he's going to, though. Puts Phil Ivey in a pretty bad spot here, punishing him for drawing. Phil Ivey's getting priced in. He's getting just about the right price here to make the call. Wow, what a great bet sizing by Zygmunt there. He outplayed Phil Ivey, actually.
It gets so weird on those kind of bets. You have nothing riding on the side action, right? I'm winning.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic at this table with a few uber-aggressive players and then just a couple of tight players, but definitely a lot of action.
Raise to 2,000.
Patrick Antonius going to raise with the ace-5 suited.
Cool.
And Zygmunt's not going to let his button go, not even with 7-3 offsuit. Wow.
14.
These guys are really playing aggressive.
2 players. 493.
Check.
It's an interesting flop because Zygmunt outflops him. He's got a pair of 3s right now, but Antonius has picked a gut shot up to the wheel. A deuce gives him a straight.
Bet 4,000.
Antonius could also catch a 5 or an ace to take the lead.
Yeah, but 2 spades on the board is the only problem because the deuce of spades comes, you really don't even quite like your straight.
Yeah, Zygmunt obviously playing his position.
Cool.
Antonius calls. Pot now 13-7.
5.
Oh, an interesting turn card now. Patrick Antonius has the best hand.
And Zygmunt has picked up a straight draw.
Bet 11,500.
Almost a pot-sized bet to a really draw-happy board. I mean, 2 flush draws out here, 3 to a straight. It's a pretty bold bet from Zygmunt here.
Well, one thing we've seen from Zygmunt, he is not afraid to put money in the pot. And this is no exception.
It's a tough spot for Patrick Antonius. I mean, I think a flat call is in order, but boy, it was really tough to do anything else but flat call here. And he does.
Pot now 36,700. Antonius in the lead, but does he know it?
Could be a lot of scare cards here, and that's one of them.
Well, if either player had a deuce, they would make a straight. But this is a raised pot. You wouldn't normally expect the deuce in either player's hand, would you?
No, I think Patrick Antonius is definitely, well, they go check, check, but Patrick Antonius was calling any bet anyway.
Sure.
It was you made the aggressive action, so you need to show first.
Patrick Antonius asking for a little information, though. He's making Zygmunt turn over the 7-3 offsuit. Wow. And all the players at the table got to see 3-betting pre-flop by Zygmunt with a 7-3 off.
Does that help the players at the table, or does it help Zygmunt?
You know, I think ultimately it helps Zygmunt, but it really helps Patrick Antonius knowing how light Zygmunt is 3-betting him.
Button in front of Justin Smith. Tom Dwan is buying the button. Robert, help us out there.
The price of the button is $900. So basically, when a player comes in, if they've missed a hand when the blind's past them, they take the small and big blind, and the small blind is dead, and the big blind stays active, and only one person's in the blind. And that's what Tom Dwan has chosen to do.
I'll take 20 to 1.
I will too.
600.
Okay.
Raise to
I'll take
2,000.
15 to 1.
Pass.
Antonius raised it up with ace-king.
You should take a better one than me because you're better than me. So.
Oh, every one of y'all play PLO and no limit hold'em better than me, and I'll take 3 to 1 to win a tournament over all you guys.
What does that even mean?
It means that you gotta lay me 3 to 1 at the World Series of
1,400
Poker
more.
Europe.
Yeah, but what is versus me? You're saying heads up, or you mean versus
Me
everyone at
against
the
you.
table?
Me against you to win at the
Oh.
World Series of Poker Europe coming up.
You got
I
me,
thought you
but I
meant
get to
versus
play the
everyone
head up,
too.
and you don't get to play it. Bet. How much?
You got it.
Two
Okay, how
players.
What's the most? Like 3 to 1, so I can lose
Deuce, deuce,
20,000 to 60.
Okay, bet.
Mikey, I'll do the same, but 20 to 50.
And this is actually kind of a tough spot for Patrick Antonius here.
No, because you're a good PLO player. You guys all play PLO way better.
Yeah,
than
I
me.
know that's true because Phil Ivey sucks at PLO and no limit, so that's true.
That's a great card for Patrick Antonius.
Phil, I'd take 20 to 1.
All right, fine, 60 to 20. You can't play the heads up.
Bet 3,000.
Bet from Antonius.
These players play these hands so tricky when they're playing these meta games with each other.
And when you say meta games, you got kind of mind games, you're saying.
Mind games, exactly.
Hope you win it now.
I do. Well, actually, I hope you get second, and I win.
And Phil Ivey wins.
Phil Ivey gets third. Loses to Mike Mattisau.
It's all right. I had this dream the other day that I won
Cool.
WSOP Europe tournament. I'm pretty good on dreams.
Bet from Antonius and a call. Here's the river. Down and dirty, 7 of diamonds. Nothing there for Zygmunt.
Check.
Antonius decides to check over to Zygmunt.
Man, before every single tournament at the World Series this summer, I had a dream I was going to win it.
I had a dream you were
Didn't
going to
work.
get knocked out in the first hour of every tournament. I think I missed by 2 tournaments.
I mean, we know Patrick's never folding here.
No, he's checking to try to get this bet.
Bet 5,500.
He got what he wanted.
Yeah, Patrick played this hand perfectly.
Well, now the question is, does Patrick raise? I think he has to.
This is really where the head games come in, because it's almost as if they're staying one step ahead of each other.
21.
And there's the
We
raise.
raise to 21,000.
But he leaves enough room where if Zygmunt wants to re-raise it, he can.
15.5 more than.
Absolutely. And a player that's as aggressive as Zygmunt is, that's always a possibility. I still like this play. Patrick Antonius played his hand extremely well.
Well, Zygmunt's thinking about it. I mean, obviously he's not going to call with 9 high. But no, he's going to pass. He's going to pick a better spot. Finn against Finn. And this time Patrick has the upper hand. Patrick Antonius has dug himself out of the hole, back up to 137,600. He's still down 62 and change. But Zygmunt, he is our big loser so far, down nearly $97,000. Tom Dwan, the story of the day, up over 185,000.
No surprise there. Tom Dwan's going to be usually at the top or the bottom of that board. This kid doesn't mind gambling. Gambling is not against his rules.
Mikey, I'll take. Are you playing all the tourneys?
Yep.
I'm playing all
I'll take
together.
me and Peter versus you and Ivy.
Did you put your
If you want.
But yeah,
Just lay me 1.2.
100
you got it. You got it. I'll bet it. I'm all in.
No,
You gotta lay me
do that
1.2.
even.
1.2. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it at even.
1.1.
1.2. You said you got it, I'm all in, and then Phil Ivey says,
600
oh
to
wait,
play.
I want a better price because he's a nit.
I
And
don't
all of
know.
a sudden the offer's off the table. Really? I really hope that was on film.
No, you
Show
got it. You
everyone
got
Phil
it. You got it.
Ivey's action.
Sorry. 18.
How much did you bet?
How much are we betting?
Raise to 18.
We?
Yeah, I want some of that.
You got
Wait a
none.
minute, you know, I bet,
What?
I bet
No
against
way.
him. Well, I can't
You
bet,
can
dude.
have
I
whatever
bet
you
against him. How can I have him as a partner when I already bet like against him to win
It
one?
doesn't matter.
What do you mean? It doesn't matter.
It's all separate
Consider it a
bet.
hedge.
1800.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike the Mouth is up about $4,000 today.
But I don't think he came here to win $4,000.
1500 more.
Like you said, it's very, very tough for Mike the Mouth to get any action.
12 to play.
He's going to get a little bit from Patrick.
I think Patrick's giving everybody action. He's a non-discriminating
2 players.
caller
Bet
and raiser.
40 to 200.
Ooh, and he got a piece of this
5
flop.
aces.
Check.
And it goes check, check. Well, he got a big piece of it. He's got a gut shot with second pair and backdoor diamonds.
Yeah, well, that card right there is a pretty good hold'em card. If it's check to Mike, yeah, he's got a bet. He's got a bet right there.
Yeah, when check, check on the flop, Mike going to bet the turn, though. He bets 2,800. Antonius not going anywhere. Antonius needs a 5, a 4, or a 3.
I can't fault either player for how they play this hand so far.
Check.
And it goes check, check. Mike the Mouth going to win this one with
Oh.
9s.
Pair of 9s.
Well, when the best in the world come to play poker, people come out to watch. And this is no exception. There's Barry Mundy, our tournament director. And I say tournament director loosely. It's actually a cash game we're playing here.
No, I'm trying to get a bet.
600 to play.
Button in front of Patrick Antonius. Action on Zygmunt. And he picks up Big Slick.
1,800.
Under the gun.
Raise to 1,800.
It's perfect. Perfect place to disguise the strength of his hand.
Pass.
Ziggy's raised so many pots with a lot less than ace-king.
Well, this is the big difference. We see Mike the Mouth making a raise with 9s. He doesn't get much action at all.
18.
Ziggy makes this raise under the gun. He's likely to get 2 or 3 callers, and somebody might even make a move on him.
Absolutely. And with 2 7s for Justin Smith, we're going to finally hear back from him again.
1800 to
I
play.
want to press book 7% with you.
Jesus not going to play. Pretty sure Antonius is going to play this one with the 5s. Just a question of, does he call or does he 3-bet?
I think he'll just call and try to flop a set.
Yeah, not much value in 3-betting that kind of hand. Why turn the 5s into a bluff,
12
right?
to play.
Especially against a player that's already flatted, that hasn't played a hand in a while.
Ivy's going to call from the big blind with the weak ace. And you see the big difference here. Zygmunt raises from under the gun.
4 players.
He gets 3 players to call. Matisal gets
4
1.
deuce.
But if you're
check or
Ziggy,
bet.
do you really want it? Because right now, he is
Not with
way
this
behind.
flop. Not with this flop, you don't. Phil Ivey,
Bet 7,000.
the gut shot.
7 to play.
Zygmunt continues the rue. He's fired into 3 other players. I mean, it's not like he fired into 1 other player. He fires into 3. Wow.
They're very unconventional. Normally, you don't see a continuation bet from out of position into 2 players on a flop like that. And it's a tough spot for Justin Smith because although he may think he has the best hand, he has 2 players yet to act after him.
Yeah, I think this hand's much easier to play when you don't have those 2 players behind you. I mean, this is a really tough call.
How y'all doing over there? Wait till I bust one of these fools. You guys will laugh a little bit.
His stack size might change how he plays this hand. I mean, he really could afford to gamble.
And we're talking about Justin Smith's decision here. We still have Antonius behind him to act with 5s.
Yeah, it still feels like a raise. I think that's what he's going to do, too.
Normally, you wouldn't be raising here if you're really, really deep.
We raise to 21,000.
But since he started this hand with just about $44,000, he can afford to gamble a little bit more because he's not risking that much.
And it gets to put maximum pressure on his opponent in a situation like this where Zygmunt actually doesn't have anything, doesn't even have a pair yet. So you're a 3-1 favorite, but don't give any free cards. Well played by Justin Smith. That was a great stack size strategy right there.
With poker, like a lot of things, not everything can be taught. You read the books, you study the players, but sometimes is just about instinct.